Good evening and welcome to another edition of Education Exchange. I'm your host, Olivia Baker, and tonight we have two segments to our program. First, we'll be talking with Mr. Denise and Haley Musser representing the coffee cart at City High School. And then we'll have an interview with Kevin Koepnick about his successes as a science teacher at City High as well. So let's begin by meeting Mr. Denise and Haley. How are you ladies and gentlemen doing tonight?
Good.
Good. So why don't you tell us a little bit about why you're here? What would you like to talk about this evening?
The coffee cart.
The coffee cart. All right. So what's the coffee cart, Haley?
It's some...
The coffee cart is something that we started as a job, an in-school job for students in the special education department. We have some community-based jobs and we have some other in-school jobs, but we felt like we had something else that we wanted to do. And we had tried a school store. It didn't work out too well. So we started thinking about the coffee. And the coffee cart had been around before, but kind of faded out. So we restarted it, changed it a little bit, and we sell coffee, tea, and cocoa now.
Okay, sounds very good. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about the origins then of the coffee cart? You know, how did you come up with this idea and what are some of the goals for the program?
Okay. Well, the cart, I'll take this part. The cart began, again, as I said, we were trying to brainstorm some ideas of some different things we could do, and we knew we wanted to do something inside the school. So we had heard about this idea, my teammates and I had heard about this idea in Northwest Iowa that some of the schools have in-school coffee shops, and now in Cedar Rapids area there's a few that do too. So we heard people talking about it and thought we could do that. So we talked to our school administration, and the principal was very supportive, and he allowed us to do this, and we went to the foundation, we went first to the administration for a little bit of startup money, and then to our PSTO, and received some money, built the coffee cart. The thing that we like about it is that it's a City High project. City High participated, the wood shop put together the cart for us. The visual arts department painted the picture on the front, the painting on the front of the cart. The aprons were made by the food and consumer science teacher and her students. And we try to buy we buy our coffee locally through a distributor, through Systems Unlimited. And that's really how it all happened. We just wanted to get something to go at City High with students, and it's been a great experience. So.
Great. It sounds like a really community-centered approach then to starting up a business.
It is. And the students, I should have added, that work it all rotate hours, and it changes with the trimester with their schedules. But we're open most of the school day, and then we have students and then staff help oversee it. But the students are the focal point, and we ask them to do all parts of it, and that's where Haley comes in.
So this is a student-led business, Haley, and you then are a part of staffing and running the coffee cart. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what that's like? What are your responsibilities or your roles with a coffee cart?
I make the coffee and then use the cash register for the money.
Okay. So what sorts of skills do you think you have to use, and what kinds of skills are you developing working on the coffee cart project?
Budgeting and
do you think it helps give you experiences that might be helpful in a workplace setting someday?
Yeah.
And you actually work outside of the school as well, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit about your work experiences outside of Coffee Cart?
I work at a daycare and Pitt Central.
Okay. So you're keeping very busy.
Yeah.
Now, what other students participate in staffing the coffee cart? Do you have friends who are involved?
Yeah.
What's that like, being able to spend some time with your friends? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Denise, as someone who helps sponsor or oversee the coffee cart, what sorts of benefits do you think it's provided for students at City?
Well, I think there's been numerous great experiences, and One that comes to mind right off is a fellow teacher had come up and said to me after class one day, he said, I really appreciate the coffee cart because without that, I don't know that I would have gotten to meet your students. Not all of our students are going to attend all the general ed classes that City High offers, math, science, etc. And so this particular teacher may not have had that experience with us except in passing in the hallway or an event after school. So for him, it's a chance to come down and he socializes and chats and has gotten to know the guys during his free period is for that day. But he can come down and get a cup and say hi and get to know a little bit about the students. So it's been great. I think the students are learning some great skills. With the addition of the cash register, as Haley was talking about, they're able to learn some budgeting and operate a cash register that you might find in a store. Then again, the coffee, the way we make it is a drip system, so it's a skill that they can take out. Of course, there's always cleaning, right? Every job we have has cleaning to it, so we have to keep our custodial skills up. But then Haley and I were talking before about communication. In talking, the pleases and thank yous and may I help you and things like that that came across. And it's also a much more relaxed environment. We're not, there's usually not going to be 30 people in line all waiting for their cup of coffee. And so it's a more relaxed atmosphere. People take it slower, easier to work in.
So what sorts of drinks do you serve, Haley, or do you help prepare?
Coffee, cocoa, and tea, and cookies.
Do you have a favorite?
I like the chocolate caramel nut.
Ooh, chocolate caramel nuts. So you have lots of flavors. I think we actually have some pictures of the coffee cart. So let's take a look at those and maybe you can help explain what's going on in some of these images.
Okay.
All right, so this must be in front of the coffee cart, or behind the cart.
Yeah.
And are these some of your friends, Haley?
Yeah.
I noticed the nice aprons. Are those the ones that the students made at school?
Yep.
And this must be the banner hanging on the cart.
Yeah.
Oh, now tell us about this painting here on the cart.
This was done by a student in the visual arts department over the course of last year, and we just let her go with the design what she wanted, and it fit perfectly.
Looks
it was
great. Yeah, it looks great. So are these the pots that you work with then, Haley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of the things that the push cart you see there and the cash register in the background and here were a donation through the foundation. And so it was great to be able to have their financial support to purchase those items so we can take it a step further.
Absolutely. Making a sale.
Yeah. You can see we have syrups, and there's 3 different kinds of coffee. You can see the tea up front.
So explain the process here of making the coffee, Haley.
We put the coffee mixed in, and then put a cup underneath, and then we pour water in.
It looks like some of the Java houses or the coffee shops in town.
Yeah.
Good point, yes.
Keeps it a good temperature that way, I think. Stays nice and hot.
Yep.
It does.
Absolutely. Well, have you been able to meet new people, Haley, as a result of